Hello and welcome. This is Anubis, also known as Lee, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of a fidget spinner I actually picked up on Amazon. This is not the first fidget spinner I've actually picked up. I've actually used a couple of them now. Um, I was going to let this little Pogs craze pass me by, actually, but I tried one of my coworkers' ones, and I did find that my habits of, I tend to chew my fingernails down to the bones and play with my wedding ring quite a bit. And I did find that it did help me with avoiding those bad habits a bit. So I did go ahead and start picking them up a little bit, and decided I wanted to get a little bit nicer one, a metal one. And this Sorking one here grabbed my attention. Not a lot more of information, unfortunately, on the box here. It's a decent looking little, package, but just says Sorking fidget spinner. If I can get that on there. Just kind of generic name on that. I'm afraid the Amazon name isn't much better. If you've looked at products on Amazon, you're probably used to that. It's just, fidget spinner, ADD, whatever, fidget spinner. So, don't expect much better than that. But if you manage to find your way to this video on Amazon, then you already know where you are and what you're looking at. And if you found this on YouTube, then I don't know how you manage that, because I sure don't get a whole lot of hits on my YouTube channel. Let me go ahead and crack this open here. I've already been using this today. I actually just got this earlier today. Took this with me over to a doctor's appointment, and I've been spinning it a little bit. It's pretty decent. It is, as I said, all metal. I'm afraid I looked around on the store page. I couldn't find anything specifically about the materials. Most of them will say if it's a zinc, or if it's, all like anodized aluminum or something like that. I could not find specifically what this was. My guess is it's probably an aluminum, but this little bad boy, she's chunky. Let me tell you, she's a chunky little thing. Look at this thing. And it's got a lot more heft than I was expecting for the size. It does show the actual measurements on the website. I'm not the biggest man in the world, about 5'9" or so. So not the biggest hands, but it's she's pretty small but chunky and a bit heavy. So I'm a little dubious on the weight for most people. For my hands, I don't think it'll be an issue with this amount of weight. But I know some people do suffer, weakness in their hands, arthritis and stuff like that, carpal tunnel. That could be an issue. I really think, sitting there fidgeting with your fingers all day, this one may not be a good option for some people. So that's something to keep in mind if you're looking at this one. If you've got any sort of muscular weakness, any sort of neurological issue, anything like that, this may be a pass for you. Because it really does have a lot of weight, and the weight's not where I would expect it to be. Most of these metal ones I've touched have had all the weight kind of spread out in the tips, so you don't really feel the weight in the hand as much as when you spin it. It's in the gyroscoping motion. And this weight, it's just all the time, just pulling down. So just something to keep in mind. It's a pretty little thing. It's got that kind of rainbowed look, which I like. I don't know why. Don't ask questions. It's a little on the loud side. I mean, all the metal ones kind of are, but I have a mic stand set up right there. You can't see it. It's off out of frame. But I will momentarily. I will actually put the mic down and actually give this bad boy a spin. Give you guys a chance to actually see how long it does spin for, and a chance to actually hear what the bearings sound like, so you can kind of give that, get a feel for if that's what you're looking for. So, let me get this on out of the way. Nailed it. So, Let me put that down. Get this mic. Putting its home. Alright. And, you know, the shot's not really centered. We got one of these right here, but professionalism. So, let me make these points real quick. So, bearing. The bearings are, and this is something you may notice on a lot of the fidget spinners. The bearings are better on one side than the other. So, in this orientation right here that it's actually in right now, the bearings are worse. It spins for, in my experience, the couple times I've given it a spin on the tabletop, it's been 30 to 45 seconds on average, less spin time than in this orientation. It tends to feel a little less balance, a little more vibration when you're actually holding it between your fingers. The overall finish, if you actually give it a good rub down, it does feel good. I didn't feel any burrs on it, so that's a good thing too when you're dealing with something that's all metal. Good machining is always a good thing. I did not feel any machine oil on it, but I did give it a good cleaning over. Just be on the safe side. You want to make sure you don't get machine oil on your hands and then get it in your mouth and stuff like that. Small amounts of that isn't necessarily bad for you, but if you handle a lot of this stuff, it can be bad for you. So, just some quick notes. So, all right, I'm going to put the mic back down again. We're going to give this thing a few spins. You don't have to stick around for this part, but I do recommend you go ahead and stick around for it just because this may be probably an important part for you if you're actually looking to buy this. So, here we go. Not too bad. Now if you guys will just bear with me, I'm just going to give this a slight tweak here of the framing. Scoop my mic back because I did move that slightly. And we're going to give it one more. I'm going to give it one more fling in the same orientation, and then I'm going to flip it after this spin. All right? So we're going to go one more. I'm gonna go ahead. I was planning on giving it another flip, but just looking at the basic video length time, it does look like this is going a little bit on the long time. I don't know if it's really worth going for another flip. You know, keeping people's attention. Yeah, I'll go for the one more flip. We'll go for the flip. We'll see if we can keep y'all's attention for it. It looks like if I'm looking at the if I'm looking at this, it's only going for about 2 minutes per spin. So we'll go for one on the other side, and we'll call it quits. So here we go, one last spin. You know what? I'll give you my final thoughts before the spin, and then we'll just cut out on the spin. So how's that sound? My final thoughts are. Would I recommend this particular one? You know, honestly, a fidget spinner's a fidget spinner. They've all been pretty decent. There's not been a lot of really awful ones out there. I mean, there's some cheapy ones that might fall apart on you. This one's put together pretty decently. It's felt pretty good in my hands. I've enjoyed having it so far today. I've only had it for a day, so I can't swear it's gonna not disintegrate, but I doubt being all metal it will. Price point, though, I'm going to be honest, it's a little on the steep side. So I would say unless they come down a little bit, I might say, look for a discount on it maybe, but whatever. It's up to you. If this one really speaks to you look wise, grab it, but As of this moment, it's sitting here at $18. I would say maybe look for a cheaper alternative that's metal and rainbowy, but whatever. I'll give it one more spin. This is on the other side. So this is the side where it has not been spinning for quite as long. The bearings don't quite work as well. So we will fade to black after this last spin. So here we go.